Hello guys, and welcome back to the Flawless Cooking and Baking channel. So as you guys could see today, we are making stuffed bell peppers, and we're going to just go ahead and get right to the chase. We have our ingredients all right here and ready. So we have ground beef, of course. We have long grain rice. We have tomato paste. We have petite diced tomatoes. We have our four cheese, and we have our bell peppers, of course. Okay, so again, we are cooking stuffed bell peppers, okay? Okay, so here are our seasonings and our sauce. So we have Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, Worcestershire sauce, crushed red pepper, cayenne pepper, basil leaves, oregano leaves, paprika, and smoked paprika. Okay, let's get cooking, guys. Okay, guys, we're gonna do the salt and pepper as well in the ingredients for as the seasonings, okay? Okay, last but not least, we're gonna add in an onion as well, okay, guys? Okay, so we're gonna start with our rice. As you guys can see, the water is already boiling. I have about 2.5 cups of rice in here. We're gonna just go ahead and pour that in there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on that. Okay, so I did decide to go ahead and add another cup of rice, so that is about 3 cups of rice, okay? Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is cut our bell pepper. I'm not going to just sit and bore you guys with watching me cut all of these, so we're just going to do maybe a couple just for the sake of the video. Okay, and you want to cut a little piece off the bottom just so that it sits even like that, okay? Be very careful cutting this because you don't want to cut the sides. Then you won't be able to stuff them if it's all cut up. Just pour the rest of everything out of here, okay? Okay, this is okay. Okay, it's real hollow. I'll do one more. Okay, we'll do this one. And this one's sitting up pretty straight, so I'm not going to cut the bottom because I don't, well, you know what? Actually, yeah, I'll just, I'll cut this part right here. Okay. And again, be very careful not to cut yourself, nor the sides of it. And just pour that out. Pull out all the guts. And there you go. Okay, so now that these are all cut up and gutted out, we're gonna go ahead and put these in some hot water. And we're gonna boil it until these are kind of tender. And then once they're complete, we'll go ahead and put them in the oven once we stuff them with everything, once the rice and the meat is cooked. Okay. 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 Okay, so I do have my temperature on high with these. Like I said, we'll let them boil until they're tender. We don't want them very, very, very soft because they're going to finish cooking in the oven. So that's that. Now we're going to prepare our meat and get to cooking and seasoning the meat that we're going to use to stuff everything. Okay, so now we're going to cut up our onion and we're going to put it in our ground beef. I'm just gonna take this part out. Okay, so we're gonna chop these down. Okay. I'm gonna put that over there with that ground beef. These onions are absolutely strong. They're burning my eyes so bad. Okay. Okay, so our rice is done. I'm going to go ahead and drain the rice. I'm going to use about half of this rice for now. And I'm going to use the other half for breakfast, which we like to eat sugar rice with butter. So I'm going to go ahead and drain this. Okay, so now I'm just rinsing and starch off the rice so that it's not all starchy. Okay. Okay, and then we will just let this sit until it drains completely. We'll go ahead and start cooking our beef. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and put our ground beef in here. Okay, so now we're gonna put all our seasonings on here and our sauce. Okay. And guys, never mind my kids. They are doing what they do best, being kids. Okay, we're gonna put quite a bit of salt because this is sea salt, so it takes a lot of sea salt to actually flavor everything. I'm sorry, I meant sea salt. Okay. And I'll be okay with that for now. We're gonna do our ground pepper. Don't want to put too much ground pepper, but enough so that'll work. And we'll put our oregano leaves. That's about a teaspoon. So these are going to be about a teaspoon. This is smoked paprika. Okay. Then we're going to do our regular paprika. Now, when you use one, you pretty much have to use the other. Okay, I'm going to turn this on low because I'm putting all my seasonings on here. Onion powder, garlic powder, basil leaves, crushed red pepper. You can be a little generous with this, okay? Cayenne pepper, just a hint. That's good. Last but not least, Italian seasoning. And you want to be a little generous with this as well. Okay? This is going to be kind of the bulk of the flavor. That's good. Now we're going to stir this all in. Gonna turn my temperature back up now that I have all my seasonings on here. Guys, it smells amazing. Okay, so this beef isn't gonna take that long to cook. So I'm gonna check on my bell peppers to make sure that they're nice and tender, and if they're not, we'll just let them cook a little bit longer. Okay, guys, so here are the bell peppers. They are pretty firm. They're a little flimsy. I'm probably gonna do about 10 more minutes in there, and then I'm gonna drain the water out, and then we'll go ahead and finish cooking the beef and adding everything else to that, and then we'll go ahead and get to stuffing these bad boys. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start adding everything to this. I'm gonna do half of this can, so a pretty large can. You know what? Actually, no, we'll just do the whole can. Okay, and now we're gonna add our tomato paste. Tomato paste is very bitter. I think that's good. Okay, I'm gonna move that around in there. Okay, and because the tomato paste is super bitter, I want to try to cut that bitterness with some sugar. So we're going to add a little sweetener to it. I'm going to go ahead and add some sugar here. Okay, so we're going to add a teaspoon of sugar. Okay, get that all mixed in. Okay. Yeah. This is done. We're going to go ahead and add it to the rice, and we're going to stuff our bell peppers. Okay, guys, so now we're going to go ahead and add our ground beef mixture into the rice. Okay, I'll go ahead and mix this all in really nicely. Okay, now we're going to add our cheese. I want a whole lot in here because we are going to top it with cheese, so that's good. Get that all nice and incorporated in there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and stuff all of the bell peppers. Get as much as you can in there because this is kind of a light little meal. Got to kind of have mine over the top a little bit. Okay. Okay. Halfway done, guys. Our dog's out there having a fight. We have 3 dogs. And it's mom, dad, and one of the sons that we kept. She had 7 puppies. And we sold the 6 and just kept the 7th one because we really wanted them. And yeah, it's a good thing. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we got them all nice and topped. And then we'll add the cheese. Then we'll add the cheese. Okay, guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and top these with cheese. It's kind of hard to avoid the cheese getting on the pan, so don't feel bad about it. If you want to pick up those little pieces of cheese and put it on there, be my freaking guest. So this is not gonna need to take forever to cook in there because my bell peppers are pretty tender. But I do like for them to cook in the oven for at least about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. Okay, guys, and there you go. Our stuffed bell peppers are plated and ready to serve. Remember, whatever you guys do, do it flawless. Bye.